Good Thursday, everybody. Woo! It's been a day. It's been a day. I am sorry that we're late. That's totally my fault. I apparently was stuck in the Tardis, and it, in true Tardis fashion, it showed up a half hour late. Um, not where you
It's all
want it to
good.
be, but where you need it to be, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's fine. It's fine. It
right.
it
So,
happens. We're human. We're busy. We're coming to the home stretch here. It's what, T minus 3 weeks?
uh, no, it's more than that. It's 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Um, Hold on, I'll tell you exactly. Let me pull up my calendar. We are 4 weeks and 2 days away from the show. Um, so yeah, it's
So
gonna
about a
be
month.
a good time. Yeah. So yeah, we got about a month. In fact, a month from now, I'll be hopefully shooing out the last people from Loadout. Um,
Yeah.
um, but today was a little nuts. So we have cosplay karaoke coming back one last time. It's gonna be on the 21st of May. It's gonna be at Dave and Buster's. The theme is um, uh, fun and games is the theme. So however you want to take that. Jeremiah
That
came up with it, and I said, "Roll with it, bro." So
I was gonna say that's a little that could be construed in many ways.
right. Uh,
Some bad, some good.
so we had actually a different venue as an option as well, but someone we know does karaoke at Dave and Buster's. They do Broadway karaoke, so they really recommended us to partner with them. So we took the meeting. The meeting went well. Boom, here we are.
Okay. Hey.
So that's what we're doing. Um, and so there's that. And then I had to do an interview that's going to air next week on Bethel Park Public Access. Oh, little Hulk, mini Hulk.
Oh,
Um,
just my pen.
oh, Hulk pen. It's so strong and angry. Um, so that's kind of what I've been doing all day, and then I was trying to catch up with some things, and I fell into this Red Hot Chili Peppers Netflix documentary about the original guitar player Hillel, um, which was phenomenal. Like, I'm not even a Chili Peppers fan. I like some of their songs, but I wouldn't call myself like a big fan. Um,
I always enjoyed the documentaries about bands, whether I liked them or
yeah,
not. Like the behind the music stuff from VH1, if
yeah,
you guys remember those from back in the day. I enjoyed
yeah,
watching all of those. Although the Pantera one still hits the heart hard, because they show the footage of the shooter getting on the stage, and
yeah,
wow, that it
yeah,
that
yeah. That
hurts.
was wrong. Yeah, it's definitely not great sometimes to be in on or be a fan and watch something like that
Yeah.
because it can get pretty rough. But this one was pretty cool because it actually was about pretty much how the Chili Peppers were formed, and I learned a lot of stuff about them, which was kind of cool. Um, but it was definitely like I definitely was like I totally get the vibe. Like they were talking about how when Flea and Hillel would play together, they basically like read each other's mind. And as someone who's been in bands, like I had a drummer, um, who's one of my best friends still, and we were like that. We were that close at one point that when we played, we just knew where the other one was going to go. And it was a lot of fun. And our last bass player that we had was like fit in that groove really well too. Um, so it was very I related a lot to it. It was very relatable to me. So that was kind of cool. And then the other night I watched one about Prince, which was actually pretty cool. Weirdly, it was only like 45 minutes long. So I was like, why is
he
this so freaking short? Like this should be long
he
as hell.
he kept a lot of things close to the chest though.
Yeah,
It's like there he's still an enigma to this day, and he's been
yeah.
dead for what, 10 years now? It's got to be
Almost. I think it was 17 that he died. So it's almost 10 years.
almost 10. Yeah, so it's
But he still has like a vault of music.
yeah,
Like it's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you know, like the last couple days, I was like listening to Prince a lot, and it was kind of cool because like a lot of the stuff that came up was like stuff from like his early years when it was like way more like funk
oh yeah,
or like really ballady, and I'm just like, man, like I forgot how many of these kind of songs he did that were just, you know, overlooked by like, you know, Purple Rain and Let's Go
yeah.
Crazy and Seven and, you know, Most Beautiful Girl in the World and stuff like that. And it was crazy, like, to watch it and see, like, that basically the reason he died was he OD'd on opiates because he converted to a Jehovah's Witness, and he wouldn't let them do anything that involved any kind of surgeries that involved a blood transfusion. So he couldn't do, like he wouldn't let them do any surgeries to fix his hips. So he was just taking a shitload of opiates, and that's
Uh,
what killed him. Which is just insane to me
yeah.
that why would you just not do the surgery? But I get it. I get it. Um, Other than that, like it's like you said, we've just been in full on con mode.
Mhm.
Tomorrow is map set day. I'm forcing myself to finish the rest of the map tomorrow. Fingers crossed that I didn't screw this up. Uh,
We say that every
uh,
year, but we work it
it's
out.
true. It's
It's
true. It's true. It's true. I do try to work it out every year, so it's
yeah.
hopefully going to be good, and everything will be fine.
This is where you lean on me and Scott, and we help you through it. You know,
Well,
the
I'm going to
best
be
we
at home doing this time, so if you see
can.
angry Godzilla texts in the group chat, you know why. So, but I have
Sending
to have it done.
sending nasty memes to us on Messenger and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I have it done before 3 o'clock, that'd be great because I have to go and I have a meeting tomorrow night that I got to go pick up the dessert for, which
Yeah.
are awesome churros from a place over in I guess it's technically Mount Lebanon. And they're a Mexican restaurant that and bakery that does only brunch, and then they bake stuff. And I was like, "You guys do churros, right?" And they're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Cool. I need 50 churros for tomorrow." And they're like, "Sweet."
Nice. Well,
So
or since it was Cinco de Mayo this past Tuesday, so
yeah, but I want them fresh, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're having a taco bar because it's Cinco de Mayo this
yeah.
week. So we're I was like, well, there's nothing else goes with tacos but
Just
churros.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
make
can't
sure
do
you
fried
pick
ice
up.
cream.
Well, you could get vanilla ice cream and put them with the churros, and that's a nice
Nah,
combo.
nah, just doing the churros. I don't only because I don't see enough of these guys eating the ice cream, and I don't want that to go to waste.
That's
So,
true.
but churros I can feed to my dogs if I need to. So we were
Or,
just talking about how Marshall needs fattening up anyway, so we're okay. So,
uh,
uh, but yeah, it's going pretty well. I gotta get the press release together this weekend too. So it's a lot. There's still a lot to do. There's still some while everyone I believe is now actually listed on the website. There are a couple guest announcement uh, graphics that'll be coming out. And we're days away from the beer being approved by the publisher, the brewery, and the coffee place that are all involved with it so we can show everybody the sweet art that it is.
mhm.
And Allie sent me the preliminary colors for the Supergirl, the Pittsburgh Eyes Supergirl, which I sent to you, and they look phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
super pumped about getting that. I'm a little more excited about it than I was Harley because I'm not a big Harley fan,
Yeah.
but I am a big Supergirl fan, and I think it looks killer.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I think it's going to be fun. Although I did just get an email. I will not say who this email came from. Let's see. For those because at least one other person's watching, so we're gonna see what they think of this and how we can respond to it. So it says, check your website info for the 2026 event at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. According to your website's guest list, as of this, you have 0 actors from television and movies attending, and yet the Comic-Con held at Monroeville Convention Center always manages to have TV movie actors during their event. During their 3-day event, every time they hold it in Monroeville, drawing a massive crowd to the events. Why aren't you willing to bring TV movie actors to downtown Pittsburgh? And without the actors, such events tend to be pretty boring. Thanks.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Hey, lovely backhanded compliment.
So, well, so part of me is like, okay, so is this person asking
why we don't have them, or are they
are they just like legitimately asking?
Yeah.
Are they
being facetious?
Yeah, or are they being facetious? So I don't quite know how I'm going to respond to that, but it will be very,
Here is my answer on that. Look,
I mean,
it's the definition of a Comic-Con has changed over the years.
So first off, they're wrong because we've had actors at our shows. We just don't have any this year.
This year, yeah,
right. But we never bring anybody that's like, B list, C list, A list, whatever.
Yeah.
But we also don't. Our show is not about actors.
Celebrities.
It's about comic celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And, really, what would be ideal for Pittsburgh is for the other con that he's talking about and us to have one giant show with everything both of us do together.
Yeah.
And then, because if you had all that together, you'd have New York Comic Con.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But if you're only about, and that show has kind of, I don't know if they did it on purpose or it just kind of happened, but that show has had less and less artists and Artist Alley and comic vendors and things like that, like the things that we want the show to be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where there's room in the city to do a little bit of everything, right? Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm
I'm going to be polite about it, but I also just kind of feel I feel the guy's fishing, but
I feel like he's being a dick. Honestly, it's a slap in the face. We've been around for not as long as Three Rivers, or that's
right. But you could say the same about Techo. Right?
Yeah.
Techo brings in movie stars and TV stars. They just happen to be from anime and manga usually.
Yeah, and that fits the theme. It's
right, and they have artists and stuff like that too. It's And
to be fair, if we could get Michael Keaton to come to our show, we would gladly do that. We just don't have a budget for that.
Yeah.
Again, we keep our
also we want them to be related to comics somehow, right? So a great guest that could have happened and now can't happen would have been Nicholas Brendan, right? So was on Buffy forever, did some other acting. I know he was on a couple CSI episodes, but he also wrote comics.
He was part of what was the Criminal Minds?
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
But he wrote comics. So
Yeah.
Same could be said for like Jerry Lawler, who's an iconic wrestler and now wrestling announcer. He wrote comics,
Yeah.
right? Um,
We'd love to have
Run,
CM Punk wrote
yeah,
comics. Like there
yeah,
are celebrities that have done comic books that people don't know.
right.
And
Tom
if we
DeLonge,
we
like,
could we
yeah,
we could have if we could have Mick Foley come, he's
yeah,
another celebrity who wrote comic books and
yeah,
books, regular books. He
yeah,
two-time bestseller.
yeah,
And we've had him in our store, and
hmm
it's been fine. It's there is a con for everyone nowadays. And I know
yeah.
the definition of a Comic Con has evolved. It used to be like the Pittsburgh show that
Well,
in the
the Pittsburgh
hotels
Comic Con was different than the Pittsburgh Toy Show,
show.
right?
Yeah.
So Pittsburgh Comic Con moves to downtown, merges with Wizard World. That
Mhm.
happens. Pittsburgh Toy Show becomes Steel City Con, not Steel City Comic Con, Steel City Con.
Con. Mhm.
The word comic is not actually in their name,
Yeah.
right?
I think it used to be, but they've taken it out, took that out a long time ago. I
I don't
vaguely
think so.
remember
I
them
don't.
doing that,
Maybe,
but
but I
I
don't.
could be
Ever,
wrong.
I don't
It's
ever
been a
remember
long
that.
time. It's been a
Yeah,
long,
I
long
don't
time.
ever remember that. But and then there's like the smaller, like the Pittsburgh Comic Show. Like we used to do the Pittsburgh Comics Collectible Show, which we did in Monroeville.
Mhm.
But like, we've had, we've had some like area actors come in and do stuff before.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like Jess Paul was there, John Rousseau, um, what's her name? She was there last year. The one anime voice actor was there last year. But and I'm not saying like our show's any kind of better or worse for
No,
doing that.
no, no, we're not
What
saying that at
or the
all.
other shows are better or worse for not having more comic stuff. I'm just saying every show there's enough room in the city for all these kinds of
There's
shows,
a different
right?
flavor for everybody.
Right.
It's Baskin Robbins. There is more than just chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. There
Right.
are there are
And
many, many
and
flavors.
even we've even seen like Steel City has brought in Jim uh, Jim Steranko. They brought in Kevin
Eastman.
Eastman. They had somebody else there not too long ago too, but I was there those weekends and they did not have
Do well. Yeah,
lines. Like
yeah,
they had like maybe one person there at a time
yeah,
throughout the whole weekend, maybe.
yeah.
Um, because it's not that kind of
Not a
show,
show. Yeah.
right?
And
And
we tell people this every year.
right, and like I
We
said,
are a
and
comic show.
and how we say like and like Techo is another example too. Like they don't bring in the only we'll call it Eastern actors, or Western actors like from our end of the world.
Mhm.
The only guys I've ever seen them bring in from our end of the world are either voice actors that are the dubbed guys,
Mhm.
or they brought in the Guild one time because they do a lot of gaming stuff.
Mhm.
And then there's Toon Fusion. Like they didn't have any comic creators. They only had like anime voice actors and wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so like I said, every show is different.
different.
Can you have fun at every one of these? Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh is a super blended equal opportunity city.
Yeah.
And like so if you see the guest list and you're like, I don't see any actors, I don't want to go there because I don't want to meet any, or I only want to meet actors, don't
That's
come. It's
yeah,
fine. No one's gonna be mad at you about it.
no, we're not going to hold it against you. We're
Yeah.
not going to sit there and keep track of you and be like, "Oh, you're on the list for not coming to our show," but you go to
Right.
Monroeville
Right.
every
I don't
like
care.
all
Like,
4
like
seasons.
I'm not gonna go to a country concert because I don't like country, right?
Exactly.
But I'll go to a metal show or a rock show.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you have to view it, right?
Yeah.
Like not everything is going to be for everyone,
Yeah.
and if it's not for you, that's your choice. Like no one's gonna be mad at you. Like I'm not the guy that When you bring up a stack of books, I'm gonna flip through it and go, "This is crap," and pull it out. I would never do that. Like you want to read, you know, I don't know, like you want to read like Teen Titans, go for it. I'm not a Teen Titans guy, right?
Yeah.
You want to read, like, you want to read, Wally West Flash, go for it. I am not a Wally West guy, but I'll read Barry Allen all day long,
Yeah.
right? So there's, like I said, there's definitely a lot of options,
I
and
think
people
there's room for us to grow in the future too. And we're
Yeah.
not, if we get the opportunity to get a a like a big time celebrity that can work with our budget,
yeah,
that is comic focused. Say, here, how about we get Hugh Jackman to come?
right,
I have no problem having him at our show. I would be at his table the entire freaking weekend, probably. I would love that. Now,
like I
I'm
said,
looking at it
like,
in a realistic thing of he's probably too busy to do stuff like that. He probably charges an insane amount of money for him to be there.
yeah.
And we don't have that in our budget for our show. That is not what we do.
Right. And we're not going to bank on like people don't realize also how much those kind of celebrities cost. And
Yeah.
that's why your ticket price is super high. That's why the vendors have to pay a ton. That's why you have to pay even more. You have to pay when you get there to get an autograph or get a photo or get whatever.
Yeah.
Like the con isn't making that money.
No.
Like the guest is
the
making that
celebrity.
money.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
celebrity guys. That's
But they also
or the
have a
agency
guarantee
that represents
Right.
So
So the other thing people have to understand is like a lot of those kind of guests have a guarantee, not or an appearance fee, right? A guarantee is different than an appearance fee. So there's difference. So I can't believe we're talking con stuff like this. So
I think we need to though, because I think people don't understand. That
Right.
We're educating you.
Okay, so we're educating you on how to do this. Again, we're friends with all of these shows that we're talking about. Like we have zero problems with them. They have zero problems with us. We go and hang out like Toy Paloozas this weekend. If I didn't have to work in Cranberry, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Like point blank, I'd be there. I've been to Steel City Con, I've been to Techo, I've been to Pittsburgh Comic Show, I've been to Pi, like I've been to a lot of stuff, and we're all cool. Like all the shops, we're all cool. Like there's no crazy bad blood or anything. Like it's like we all have our own piece of the pie, and we just stay to our lane.
Yeah.
Anyway, so some of these guests have what's called a appearance fee. So Celebrity X appearance fee is $10,000, right? So if your show, as it is now, if you're only netting at the end of everything $10,000, are you going to gamble that $10,000 to bring in a guest that may or may not bring in more people? And to balance that out, do you end up raising your ticket price higher because you need to cover the guarantee or the appearance fee, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then there's a guarantee. A guarantee is they have to make, we'll say that same guest, it switches from, they agree to a guarantee instead. A guarantee is $10,000, they have to make $10,000 or you have to pay the difference of the 10 grand, right? If they make more than $10,000, then you're off the hook. You don't have to pay anything. So, let's think of it this way, right? So, guest X has $10,000 guarantee. You have to pay $50. Hold on, I'm gonna do this on a calculator so I have actual math.
But
so their guarantees $10,000, right? And a selfie or an autograph and a photo is $50. They have to have 200 people do that to make sure they hit that guarantee.
Yeah.
Right. So if they're some of these guys, it's like 80 grand, right?
Yeah.
So 80 grand at 50 or $50 is 1,600 people just for that person.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, the con's not making any more money off this guy. They're only making money off the people that come in the door,
Sure.
and then
Yep.
hopefully they pay for the guy to come in, right?
Yep.
So there's that, and then on top of that, most of these guests you have to pay for their travel, their hotel, their food, Ubers from the airport and back. Sometimes they have another like a different kind of per diem. All kinds of stuff. And some have like super weird requests. Do you remember years ago when there was the Philly Comic Expo, and they had they had an actor section and then an artist alley section, and there was a green room, and Larry Hama, who is a comic creator, but has something like 700 fucking IMDb credits because he's created G.I. Joe, Transformers, all kinds of other stuff, and he's been in a million things. Went up to the green room, and the guy, because his name wasn't on the actor side, they wouldn't let him in the green room, and he it almost sunk the show. So that's kind of the other thing is like, if some of these guys have I need a private room for that, or I need a room for me, I need a room for my assistant, I need a flight for my assistant, I need food for my assistant, and my dogs. I mean, I've literally had agents tell me this same thing. Like we get reached out to all the time by agents.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Like, but we're just not that kind of show, right? Yeah. We might go into that a little bit later someday. I don't know, but we're having fun doing just comics. And one of the best reviews we ever had was actually on DJ Kaufman's channel. Someone went to see him at the show and went, I've been going to San Diego Comic Con every year since its inception. If you want to see what it looked like when it started, go to Three Rivers Comic Con. Yeah. And I tried to reach out to that person to let me use the quote, but or like let me republish the quote, and they never responded. But DJ was like, yeah, just whatever. But I thought that was like the most amazing
that's
quote.
the best compliment we can get.
Yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
You want to hear that for our show. And to be fair, we have not had a bad incident really.
Yeah.
At our show. Everybody seems to be happy. Like certain vendors have had issues on the financial end.
But also like those usually are the first year they try the show. Yeah. And then they figure out what they need to bring for the second year, and it works out better. Yeah. And some guys just are like, this just isn't my vibe. Like maybe they're, something a little more off the beaten path from what we normally see at any show in Pittsburgh, and they might just not come back. That's fine too. Like it's not
against it. We had last year we had a paintball guy in there, and he did not do well. And he's not coming back this year, and that's totally understandable. Paintball he tried it out.
I honestly thought that he would have done better because I know a lot of nerds that play paintball. Yeah. So I thought he would have done pretty well. In fact, Scott, who else run the show with us, used to be a semi-professional paintballer. Yeah. So if you didn't know that. In fact, he got to hang out with Cypress Hill one time on their bus. Nice. Because of that. They were playing against them. Nice. But yeah, so like I said, we're not mad at anybody. No. We're not trying to say like our show is better than others or anything else. No. But our show is for certain people is better than others. Yeah. But it depends on what you're into. Exactly. I personally don't care about movie celebrities. Yeah. I've been to Steel City Con. I've met a couple people. Yeah.
I think you get more excited when they get musicians.
Yeah, musicians. Yeah, yeah. Like Scott Ian came out there. He had no line, and it blew my mind.
Yeah. Corey Taylor was there this past time, and he had a line up. But
But
he
like,
helped.
when Charlie came from Anthrax, Charlie had a big line, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What the hell?" And it was just, it blew my mind. But I mean,
Mhm.
I went and met Chris Sarandon, but I met Chris Sarandon because he's one of my fraternity brothers. I didn't meet him because I love Princess Bride or Nightmare Before Christmas or Fright Night. But I
Yeah.
talked about all of those things with him,
Yeah.
um, and he had like no line. So like me and my one of my brothers walked up to him. We ended up talking to him for an hour.
Yeah.
It was great, and then he remembered me and saw me in Baltimore and was like, "Hey, John, how's it going?" I was like, "Oh my God, you remember who I am? This is
Yeah.
super cool."
Yeah.
But I also feel like our show, compared to the other shows, has more of a community feeling to it.
Hmm.
Like our show feels like a family reunion, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's a little more down to earth. It's everyone's a lot more approachable, in my opinion. Like you
For the
know,
most part, I
um,
think you're correct. There
yeah,
are certain uh, creators that, yeah, we can't get near. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, like the big
yeah. But
name.
a lot of those guys don't only do like 2 shows a year anyway.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
So it's something like that that they're like they're for. But then we get guys like Howard Chaykin, who, in his own right, is a legend.
yeah,
And he loved our show.
yeah.
He knows he sees us every year, like at Baltimore or any other comic show.
Or New
I
York or
see,
somewhere. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I come and I say hey, and he points at me every time. He's like, blue hair, blue mohawk, because he messed with me the entire
Oh
weekend.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
But
So
I dealt with it, and he respected it, and now me and him just talk, and it's like talking to my grandfather. It's
yeah,
fine. He's a cool dude.
yeah. Uh,
He's a little rough around the edges, but
yeah.
hey,
So I'm gonna basically take. I'm gonna do the nickel tour version of everything we just said, but I am gonna basically just say like listen, man, like if you are only going to a show for actors, we're just not the show for you. If you don't
exactly.
want to go, no one's forcing you
No,
to
no.
go. Like,
But
but but
if
everybody,
you,
people ask us every year, we're like, why don't we get actors and stuff? And I'll be honest, we were really like we already have. I will say it is 90% that we'll have a Power Ranger there next year.
yeah,
Why? He works in comics,
yeah,
and he was. By the time he asked me about it this year, we were sold out of space.
yeah.
Sorry.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it,
Yeah, right.
if they're known for something and they get into something else, cool. You know,
Yeah.
and to be fair, like if you're talking about celebrity, some of these creators we bring in are celebrities in their own right,
Yeah.
and because celebrity is a broad term.
Yeah.
I consider Stan Lee a celebrity
Yeah, me
well
too.
before people like the general public knew who Stan Lee was.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Stan Lee didn't get celebrity status for most people until he started being in the Marvel movies. And
I would even say like the 2000s stuff, like the 90s and 2000s stuff. Like when he
yeah,
started doing the cameos,
yeah,
that's that would be it. But I think you're right. Like I don't think he hit big time stardom
yeah,
until
until he
like
started
Iron
being
Man 1.
in Iron
Yeah,
Man,
it's
and
Iron
then
Man 1.
he did every appearance he made, and everybody's like, "Who's the old guy with the glasses?" And you have to explain to people he's the guy
Uh-huh.
who created most of these characters or helped
Yeah.
create most of these characters. And
Oh
then
yeah.
people's pick, oh,
Yeah.
and it takes time, not every creator is known. Like even
Right.
me being in comics as long as I've been for most of my life, I didn't know half the people that I know
Oh,
now,
I
you
mean,
know.
just think about the time, like the couple Baltimores ago when we're standing outside. Scott Snyder came over and said hi to me, and you were like, he goes inside, and you're like, who the hell was that? And I'm like, Scott Snyder, and you're like Batman Scott Snyder. I'm like Batman Scott Snyder, and you're just like, holy crap,
I never saw what he looked like. I did not
right?
know, and I totally admit that, dude.
Actually,
I
I
even
believe
told
you
him that.
said, I believe you said I didn't know what he looked like, and I thought he'd be taller.
I did. I told him
Because
that when I got
he
him
is
to
kind of
sign my
short.
book
Yeah.
too. And
Yeah.
he laughed. He's like, well, he's like, at least you're honest and you didn't try to suck up to me. He's like, I
Right.
appreciate that. So it was funny. And
Yeah.
and I've seen him in Baltimore the last couple of times, and
Yeah.
he remembers me for being funny like that. And he's like, hey.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, he's a great
sometimes
guy. He's a super great guy.
sometimes it works out like that, and it's
Yeah.
fine, you
Yeah.
know. And
But like I
again,
said, this is nothing. This has nothing to do with like, oh, we're trying to compete with another
no,
show.
no.
This is
I mean, do we
this is
want to get
what we
bigger?
do,
Do we want to
right?
do we want it to grow? Yes.
Yeah. But think
That I
about
have no issue with that.
But I mean, but you can look at it this way too. Like, so not every comic shop in Pittsburgh is the same.
No.
Some carry DVDs, some carry CDs, some don't carry toys, some
Mm-hmm.
only carry toys and comics, some don't carry games, some carry games and comics but no toys. Like, it is all kinds of across the board, but there's something for everybody and everybody loves them.
Yeah.
And we love them too. Like I love this time of year is actually my favorite time of year because I get to go and I get to actually see other comic shops.
Yeah.
Like I love going into Phantom and talking to Jeff and Roy. Actually, I have to drop off a book for Roy at the waterfront on Monday because he needed one for a customer. That's I'm telling you, we're cool. Like you know, I missed Jay when I was out at the other Phantom, but I saw his one of his guys. He was great. You know, I talked to Candid Ides for an hour when I was there, and we just bullshitted about not comic stuff.
And Ides is the perfect example of it's not just a comic store. There's records, there are pop culture galore stuff. You know, every level of that building in Ides has something for everybody there.
Right, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, and it's just interesting because then you go into like pop culture, and they are mostly toys and comics, right? And statues, but they don't do games, right?
Yeah.
I think they carry some like card games, but that's it, like very limited. But then like Geekadrome does games and comics, but no toys.
Yeah.
Or very little toys, I should say.
I mean, and
It's
if you
and
look at
Pittsburgh
it,
Comics is the same way. Like they don't, and not every store carries back issues or dollar books either.
Yeah.
Or even graphic novels. There's a lot that don't carry graphic novels. It's crazy. So,
but
anyway,
there are shows for everybody. Like we said, there's you know, Techo is for anime. We are more or less comics and art.
Anthrocon is for people
Anthrocon's
too.
for furries, you know. You got the gaming con in Monroeville every year.
Retro.
Gaming
You got
con.
retro. Yep.
I've been going to card shows because, you know, I'm looking for magic stuff and I've been kind of getting into Pokemon because of my niece and nephew. So, you know, there's something there for everybody. You know, we apologize if we don't have what you're looking for, but you know, that's why you go shop somewhere else.
But I will also say, you can't judge a show without going to it.
Yeah.
Right? But the other thing I will say is, if it's just a show that's not for you, just say, this show really wasn't for me. Not, man, this sucked, they didn't have any celebrities, or they only had celebrities, or they didn't do enough cosplay, or they did too much cosplay, or whatever. Like if it's just not for you, it's just not for you, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is. Like I've definitely gone to like Comic Cons, say they're a Comic Con, set up as a vendor, did great selling stuff, but the show itself was kind of meh. Like it just wasn't my vibe. Like it was a lot of celebrities. It was not, there was like no comic creators. Like they didn't have an artist alley. Like they didn't, like I like to go and I like to get art. I like to get stuff signed. I like to have the experience of meeting these creators, but that's how I am, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody wants that.
Yeah.
You know, some people like to be herded through and get the 5-second handshake, look this way, take your picture and go.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I'm not going to waste $500 doing that for someone that I'm not going to get to know for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I don't expect an hour either. Hey,
no,
give
no, no,
me
no, no.
10 to
Give me
15
10,
minutes.
15 minutes and we're
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And
Yeah. Yeah.
most of the shows you and I go to, that's
That's the way it
like a lot of
usually
the
is
creators are the ones you can do that with. You can't
yeah,
really do that
with
to
celebrities.
like a TV actor. Yeah.
No. I mean,
I have done that though. There are
yeah,
some that I have done
Steel
too.
City, there are certain actors and actresses that they've had there
Yeah.
that
I mean,
that
I'll be
don't have a
honest.
line,
Happy
but
Valley is a great one to go and meet some celebrities and just bullshit with them for a while.
mhm, mhm.
Sci-Fi Valley is another great one to do that with. Like
Very
the
much so.
Armorer was there the one time, and she was walking by the front of the booth, and my buddy and his kid were there, and his kid's dressed like Bo-Katan,
Mhm.
and she rounds the corner, spins around, and comes back and sees her and goes, "I thought I saw a Mandalorian," and her like she took her helmet off and her eyes were huge, and she stood there and talked to us for like 45 minutes, signed her head, like signed the inside of her helmet, and then off she went, and it was awesome, and she was super personal and everything was great.
Yeah, yeah,
um yeah, so like I said, like there's a show for everybody,
yeah.
and like don't judge it until you go, because you might
Mhm.
end up having a good time anyway.
Yeah.
So there's shows that I've gone to that I didn't think I'd have a good time, like the pet show, right? So when my wife used to work for Pet Supplies Plus, we went to the pet show downtown. I was like, I am so not, don't care about anything in there.
Yeah.
And I had a blast. There was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Another great one was a buddy of mine runs the STEAM program for Pittsburgh Public Schools. And every year they do this thing where they basically build battle bots, but they don't battle. They have to like do other things, right? But each team of high school kids builds a bot, right?
Mhm.
And because it's about the engineering part. And I went to one, and I'm thinking, because we were singing the national anthem at it, and I'm like, I don't really care. This is gonna be so boring. This is totally not anything I'm interested in. And I had a blast.
Yeah.
Blast. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Super fun. So, like I said, don't judge it until you show up and hang out,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
might have fun. And
Yeah.
if you don't, okay, you just don't go back and it's not for you. No worries.
Yeah.
Like
It's
no harm, no foul. You spent $20 getting in the door. Whoop de
yeah.
doo.
I mean, like I said, I've been going to card shows, and I used to do sports card shows when I was younger, and they used to do. I don't think they do it anymore because they do the Pirate Fest now, but they used to
Yeah.
do. The Pirates used to travel. They call it the Winter Tour, Winter Bus Tour, and they used
Yeah.
to have the old school pirates in the early '90s, and I used to sit there and talk to. I Here's some names flashback. I used to talk to John Smiley and
Yeah.
Randy Tomlin,
Nice.
and I got to meet Doug Drabeck. Like those were my pitchers back in the
Doug Drabeck.
day. Our other Cy Young winner before
Yeah.
Paul Skeens. Yeah, he was our last Cy Young winner.
Right.
But those guys, I remember being a little kid and I was all nervous and you know, and now I'm going to the Pokemon TCG shows, and you're seeing guys around my age, people in their 30s, 20s, teens, and then they all have kids, and all their kids
Yeah.
are sitting there with the Pokemon, and
So,
it,
I mean,
it's it's a it's a different
I
kind
mean,
of animal, but
so
there's no
here's another
celebrities
thing. It's
there.
like some. So what's actually weird is like, so we actually know like some celebrities, right? And it's not like we don't invite them every year,
Yeah.
but it just tends to just not be on a good weekend for them.
Mhm.
Like Foley, we asked him, not a good weekend.
Yeah.
Scott Ian, he's on tour promoting the new record that's coming out in September. Trying to think who else. There was somebody. Why can't I think of their name? Sandy and Lex, right? Sandy's like she's Betty Boop. She is the Chibi Sailor Moon. She's a bunch of other voices, and Lex is the voice of the big bad on Jujutsu Kaisen. His Doctor Doom from Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He's Batman. Like they all have ties to Pittsburgh, but they're not available like
Yeah.
during that time.
They're doing
So
other shows or they're doing
right,
family
so
stuff, and it's
right, so sometimes it's not that we're not
trying.
trying to get something like that in. It's just that and these guys we've worked together on other things before.
Mhm.
Like we're not just going to bring somebody in
We've
blind.
had them in our stores
Right.
signing stuff. It's
So
it's not,
right. So
there's nothing we
it's
can
very yeah, it's very interesting like how it all plays out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and there's certain
I
bigger
will respond to
creators-
this very politely and in a positive way of like, hey man, if it's just not your show, don't worry about it. Like there's
Yeah.
other shows that do that. Like
but
you know,
just responding it to like because
like
it's a
I know
question
people
we
that
get asked all
don't
the
go.
time. Yeah.
I know people that don't go to the other shows because they don't want to pay $70 to get in the door
Mhm.
and then not be able to shop more than 4 comic vendors
Yeah.
at a couple of these shows.
Yeah.
And they just have a better time because they actually get to spend time with the creator. They get a custom sketch made. They get whatever. They'd rather pay $150 for a custom sketch than they would like to stand in line for 2 hours to get a 5-second photo and a handshake, you know? And
Yeah.
that's and I know some celebrities are better than others when it comes to that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just about what you got, like, and what you can do with it, and
Yeah.
what you want to do with it.
And
Um,
we're also not the size of some of these shows either. Like
Yeah.
we're being fair. We're I don't want to say we're small because we're bigger than small.
No,
But
we're
I
like a
think
medium show.
Yeah,
Like, is how I put it.
we're like medium, maybe slightly bigger than medium, but we're a medium-sized show because we're doing it the David L. And
Yeah, but also think about the fact that like Heroes Con, which has been around for 40 years, right, draws I don't know, like 20,000 people through the weekend in the 3 days that it is. It's in Charlotte, but it's been around for 40 years.
yeah,
Baltimore pulls probably similar, and
probably
it's
more.
3 days.
Probably
Nah,
more.
I bet you it's 20,000. But they are 3 days. They do bring celebrities, but they don't usually get a big line because it's a comic show.
Yeah,
So you also like have to think of it in the other way of, if I bring some kind of actor to this show, are they going to even do well because it's not that kind of show, right? So it's a give and take.
I mean,
right?
if we make them the headliner, there's a better possibility, yes. But
I get so many compliments about our show for being about comics
comics, yeah,
that I can't disregard that, right?
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, we also get the other side too. Like the question asked is like, well, why don't you do too? It's like that's just not what we're doing. It's just not the style. It's now, like you said, who knows what'll happen in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
If we continue to grow and we get a little bit larger and then we have the budget.
It's
get
not even the
someone.
budget. The budget isn't even the problem. I know because I do the budget. I know.
Yeah.
The budget isn't even the problem.
Well,
or
I'm
should say,
thinking higher
the
end
budget is only a problem for certain guests.
guests.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's a appearance fee and it's 40 grand a day,
Yeah.
that's
A problem.
that's not feasible yet.
No.
Right. But you know, if there's a guarantee, like we've had guests who've had guarantees and they drew people, it was fine. So
Mick
but
Foley.
anyway,
Mick Foley did that.
he had a guarantee.
Yeah.
Greg Land had a guarantee. And
he
Chaykin
did
had an
well.
appearance fee. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so we've done it all. It's just a matter of making it work for what we do, and then getting people that are available and stuff like that. But again, there's a show for everybody.
Yeah.
There's a show for everybody.
And there are creator celebrities that people do know. Like if we could get Garth Ennis, if we could have gotten him this year, I think that would have been a big boom for us. Like The Boys
I agree.
on its last season. I know a lot of people there are a lot of people who don't know who Garth Ennis is.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to tell them, it's like, no, he's the guy who wrote The Boys. And they're like, what do you mean wrote? It was a comic book before it was a TV series, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I'm not spoiling something, but there are people who don't know that.
I think I would say that
gotta explain
I would bet you 80% of the people that watch that show watch it because they have read the comics or knew it was a comic.
Exactly. Right? But there's that.
He also did
percentage.
Preacher, and Preacher was a good show. So
I never saw it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I never got into it.
The first season was weird because it was almost like a prequel season, and then season 2 is actually where the show and the comics lined up, right? But like, look at Walking Dead, right? That started as a comic. The first season was sort of close.
Sort of close,
I would even say the first 3 seasons were
close enough.
85% close.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that in storyline, not in content, because in content it was only like, I will say 60% of the way.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of adult stuff that happened in those comics that they did not do on TV.
Yeah. Well, that they can't do on TV. We'll put it that way.
Oh, no. They can. They just can't do it on cable.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd have to do it on like HBO or something. But
I think ultimately there are certain things we would love to have. I would love to have the voice actors that do Invincible. That would be a big cool thing to have.
I mean, J.K. Simmons is one of my fraternity brothers.
Yeah.
But I'll see what I could do about finding some kind of. Actually, I know someone who has his contact. I do. Yeah. I don't know that he'll give it to me, but I know someone who has it. But I mean, but we also we don't have gaming because retro gaming is there. You know, we've tried gaming before, didn't really happen. Now,
there's a couple.
And Techo has a lot of gaming
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have gaming events, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But we also don't have the room for it because we jam that room packed with vendors. The only thing that's not a vendor in there at all is the lightsaber training. That is it. Yeah. Everything else is a vendor or an artist or a creator or a writer, like something you can buy is at every single booth except the lightsaber training. That's the only one. But you can go and bring your kid and have them legitimately learn how to swing a lightsaber and not hurt someone. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
And our show also embraces the cosplay community. I know there are shows that they are kind of, I don't want to say anti-cosplay, but their cosplay is not a focus. We'll put it that way.
Right.
It's not a focus point. And I feel like our show puts we put effort into it. We don't put full on effort into it. I think sci-fi.
I think it can always get
does
better
us a little bit. I think sci-fi does better with cosplay than we do. Yeah. But we have a cosplay contest. We have a lot of the cosplayers interact with you, me. You know.
I saw Cash in the store the other day.
Exactly.
So.
It's
and Destiny, and Sarah had texted me about something the other day. So like we talk to these guys all the time. Yeah. It's just, and we're friends with everybody. So it's just very interesting that this email, and I'm not trying to read too hard into it because I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of think he should just come to the show and check it out for himself. Yeah. Type of thing. Yeah. But I thought it was a good conversation piece of what do I say to this guy, and what kind of what kind of reaction.
It was a legitimate question, and he's just not trying to pick a fight.
Because but I have this guy.
This day and age, we kind of have to keep the guard up a little bit.
But on our socials, there's this guy that every 2 weeks or so we'll post. It's the same guy because it's the same account, and it's like the one time there was a post and it happened to be the same weekend as Steel City. He's like, there's literally a Comic-Con going on in town right now, and I was like, yeah, but that one's focused on celebrities. We're focused on comics. Like, there's room for everybody, right? Easy. And then there was another, a couple weeks later, he posted something else about why does Pittsburgh have so many shows? And I'm like, because they have so many different avenues to do it, and not every show is identical. Like, why would you want to go to identical shows? Like, that doesn't make sense to me as why you would want to go to the same show more than once a year. Like, I don't like show like don't get me wrong, we're friends with Steel City, they're good guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't know why you'd want to do a show 3 times a year. Like, and not go, all right, vendor, you can only be at the August show, and this vendor can only be at the December show, and this one can only be at the April show, so that it shifts people through, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's, we've done artist creator rotations. Like, not every creator on our roster has done every single show. There's some that have done 9 out of the 10 or
Yeah.
8 out of the 10 because the outside ones were the ones that were awkward. Um, but there's some that have done like only 1 or 2, and they have a blast and they come back. And Trish is a great example. Like, so she came to our show for the first time 3 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, and she loved it so much. She's like, I only do like 4 shows, and you're now one of them. And I'm like, this is awesome. So
Yeah.
it's great.
What was that?
And she
when
has
Stray Dogs first started, I think that's when she.
no, I think this would have been like
Or was it
right
just
after Stray Dogs, and I think Feral had been solicited because Feral's on issue like 26, I want to say.
Something
It's like in the
that.
20s.
Yeah. It's
So
going very, very well.
oh, absolutely. It might have been when Feral started. But and Stray Dogs had been done, but she'd also done work for My Little Pony. She had done for Disney. She did a bunch of like the DuckTales and stuff like that. She did this awesome Gizmo Duck cover that I love. So it's like I said, it's a thing, but it's everybody has an option, and why you would want to pigeonhole yourself into only going to one kind of show, like, doesn't make sense to me.
I'm also going to put this out there of complaining about why there's so many shows. I get told all the time that out here there's nothing to do. We are boring as crap.
Oh, that's right, because you're in Westmoreland County.
True, but
So
it's not a far drive to get into Pittsburgh.
No.
And it's not a complicated drive to be in Pittsburgh.
No.
But my counterpoint to that is, well, would you want absolutely nothing and the economy tanks, nobody wants to come, nobody's spending money, so you literally are bored out of your minds. I heard so many people complaining about the NFL draft and everything. I was like, I am proud that the NFL draft came to our area because that is not something that happens all the time. That is a once in a lifetime kind of deal. Now, our show is not a once in a lifetime kind of deal, and I'm not comparing our show with the NFL draft by any means.
Right.
But don't you want to have something to do? Like,
and then how many?
And we're not very expensive either. We're cheaper
80% of the people, 80% of the people that showed up. So we're gonna say 650,000 people that went there were from the region, right? So if all these other people are coming in from out of town, and the city didn't benefit from it as much as they thought, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, but maybe if the hotels wouldn't have sextupled their rates and parking wasn't $200 a day in a couple places, then maybe you would have had a better turnout. But when you're paying $250 to park and you're driving in from like Wisconsin and you have to stay in Butler because the hotels in downtown are $2,000 a night, but you got the one in Butler for $150, you're probably just going to go to like Costco and make lunch and like bring something with you to eat and stuff like that. You're not going to be like, oh, we're going to go out in the city and all this stuff. Like, that's just not how that works. So I think while I think that it went, I definitely think it went well, and I'm very proud that it went well. And I know there's a lot of guys that did very well because of it. Not everybody benefited, but some people did. I definitely think that inflation of pricing for that kind of thing hindered hindered more than it helped.
Mhm.
Um, like I get some businesses are really hurting for that kind of stuff and they have to do that.
Mhm.
But I don't know that I would ever pay more than say $250 for a hotel anywhere, even a major city. I would
Yeah.
never do more than $250 a night. Like that's like
Yeah.
my upper
We're,
limit.
we're
Yeah.
we're not rich people. We
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
can't
even
afford
that,
this.
like, right. So who the hell's coming here and paying $2,000 a night? Apparently, the Taylor Swift fans, because maybe it was all the Kansas City fans were like, "Oh well, Taylor's gonna marry a Kansas City Chief. We gotta go. We're gonna pay $2,000 a night again, like we did for a concert." But it's crazy. Anyway, but I will respond to this guy, and it's gonna be fine.
Well,
I just was
let's
like,
hope
this is like
we've
a
aired
weird
out.
email.
I, I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm glad we kind of did this because we were worried because we started late. Like, well, what are we going to talk about? Well,
yeah,
hey, this probably we've had to talk about it at least one way or another.
yeah.
And I'd
And like
rather
I
get it
said,
out here
like
and do
like
it.
don't get us wrong. We are friends with all the shows. We are friends with all of the
There are
people, like
shows
all the
I
other
look
shops.
forward to vending. It's
Yeah,
because it's we get to sit there and bullshit with guys that we talk to all the time, or we talk to
yeah.
on
Or
a
we only
year
see when we go there.
we
Yeah,
see
yeah,
once a year, and like was it the Canton Con
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hall of
and
Fame. Yeah.
yeah, the Hall of Fame Con, and
Oh
like
yeah,
the
because we
group
love
of
going
us
to
go
that.
out. We go to a
Yeah,
nice that little
we
restaurant that's
we
right
set
in
up.
front of
We
the
go.
thing.
There's like 3 or 4 vendors. We all go out to eat together,
Mhm.
and it's like the only time of the year I actually get to hang out with those guys. I mean, I'll talk to them on the phone. I'll text them, but
Yeah,
I don't get to see them in person a lot. And
yeah,
that that FaceTime to me is worth more than you know worth more to me than going and meeting a movie star for 5 seconds and
yeah.
not getting to actually talk to them. So it's one of those things. But like I said, like sometimes it's just not your
To
jam, right? Like
to
there are
each
guys
their
that
own. Yeah,
yeah, there are guys that see our guest list and they go, okay, there's no actors, so I'm not going to go. Cool.
yeah.
And then there's
Totally.
guys that look at other shows and it's all actors and don't have any comic guests, and they go, oh well, I was going for comic guests. I was hoping they would have some people.
Yeah.
And they ask the same questions, and I know this because they get asked. Like there are other shows that we're friendly with run that get asked questions of like where they'll have a vendor hall and then they have celebrity like TV celebrities, but they don't have an artist alley, right, at all.
Mhm.
So they'll ask and be like, why don't if your show is this big and you're pulling in X amount, why aren't you bringing in these kind of people too? Because that's what I want to meet.
Yeah.
And they might be in the same boat of well they don't draw as much or whatever. But being in the nerd community, like you're not always gonna be at the most popular thing on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Like we're the guys um, that knew guys that blew up later before they blew up,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of those things where like we're never going to judge people to as to what they bring to the event. We're going to judge them as does this fit with what we're doing,
Yeah.
right? Um,
And like you
and
said,
we're not and we're and, and we'll take chances every once in a while,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can't take
Like I
50
said,
chances every year.
there
You can take 1 or 2.
there
So
are exceptions. There are
yeah,
people we would love to have. Like I said, I brought up Michael Keaton. I think that would be awesome. And the
oh
fact
yeah,
he would come to Pittsburgh in his hometown, which he visits all the time.
yeah,
And even if he would just show up for one of the days, like if he just show up Saturday, that would
yeah.
be enough.
I mean,
And
and I'll be honest. Like last year, Jeff Goldblum was literally down the street on Saturday night, and I tried to get him. I
yeah,
tried to get him just to come and do a panel, and he never responded.
yeah.
So there you go. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
not. Sometimes it's not for lack of trying.
yeah. I think you try a lot, and you have a lot of connections. You know, I'm not that, personable that I have enough connections. I'm just getting to know our vendor friends and
Yeah,
certain creators that find me amusing and, a bit of a jester of sorts for our company.
it's the blue mohawk. That's
It
why.
is, it is, it is.
But anyway,
But
I think.
it's like we
Yeah,
said, it's to each their own. And look, there are people I would love to meet in my lifetime, like celebrity wise. It's we had what the Undertaker came to here like around, I'm gonna say a year, 2 years ago, somewhere around there.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I had prior commitments, and he was charging a ton of money, and I could not afford to meet the man.
right.
As much as I
Yeah,
am a fan of the character and respected what he did,
yeah,
I just couldn't do it. I
absolutely.
I held myself and be like, look, I could either go see him, spend $400 because that's how much he was charging, and I'm like, or I could pay my car payment. Uh,
Yeah.
Car payment comes first.
Look at you being responsible, unlike
Yeah,
some
I,
some people like my wife who,
I'm
you
a
know,
semi-responsible nerd. I'm gonna
maxed
say
out her
semi.
credit card.
I'm a semi-responsible nerd. But
Yeah. So,
and it's taken me years for that too. To be
right,
fair, I used to spend an
yeah,
insane amount of money on nerd stuff.
right.
Insane amount.
So all in all, I'm gonna reply to this guy. It's gonna be fine. I just thought it was an interesting email to get right before the show, and I was like, we should talk about this. I think that would be a good way because I was like, I don't know if he's fishing. I don't know if he's legitimately asking a question, but I'm gonna answer it honestly and just kind of like I said, let him know like, hey man, like not every show is for everybody.
Mhm.
Like I don't go to BronyCon. I do like My Little Pony, but I don't go to BronyCon.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I went to Anthrocon once just to
yeah,
experience it. Not
yeah,
my scene, but I respect the creative process of
yeah,
the people who make the costumes, who make the accessories,
yeah,
uh, the vendors selling the interesting little baubles and stuff you could put on your costume. It
yeah,
was an interesting time. But I'm not going to go there every year.
right.
I'm not going to put on a fur costume in middle of July
Right.
and in the heat and just sit there and like die of
I don't know, man.
dehydration.
We can hook you up with some fans. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, but anyway, all in all, it's a different flavor for everybody. I'll respond to the guy. It'll be good.
Yeah,
But we've basically just eaten up our entire show. So,
pretty much.
so we're not gonna do any comic reviews. We're just gonna leave it with that. But this is a
But
great conversation for those guys who were here and watched or listened.
yeah,
Um,
I'm
and
good.
hopefully you guys feel the same. But like
Yeah.
we really just like I said, we're cool with everybody. Like we support everyone. Everyone supports us. Like we're
And
if you don't support us, like try it out. Like that's
yeah,
my question is, how did you try it out? Like I had a guy who the other day asked to sub a book, and I said, all right, do you want to? I forget what book it was, but there were actually two of the same title, but it was one way and one the other. And I think they were based on a TV show because one was more like a TV show and the other one was like original content. And I was like, oh, do you want the other one? And they're like, no. And I was like, did you not like the show? And they were like, well, I never watched it, but I heard it was bad. And I'm like, so you're basing it upon someone else's opinion versus your own opinion.
mhm,
Interesting. And we had a good conversation about like how we should give it a shot. And
yeah.
um, as far as I know, he's giving it a shot, and I should see him Saturday to get some feedback on it.
There you go.
And I hope he enjoyed it because whatever it was, I know I enjoyed it. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's like music. It's like art. Any kind of art. Anytime art is in play, whether it be actors, artists, creators, writers, painters, inkers, uh, crafters, blacksmiths, any of that, anything that falls into art and engineering.
Creative.
Like even I even say engineering is art too, because if you
Yeah.
think of like architects, right? Um, Not a lot of people like the look of the Empire State Building, but a lot of people do, right? Or like that weird tower thing in London that's like kind of like a spiral, looks like a kind of like a giant butt plug. Um, but
I don't
I
know.
don't know why they have it, but sure. And then
No,
there's like
how
that.
about we
There's a
go local here and say Heinz Field? It's that
Yeah.
that is a unique
There are people that are
vantage point.
legitimately still mad that that one side is open.
Yeah, even though that's like the best part of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same with PNC Park. There's people that are mad that it's not all the way around because they were so used to Three Rivers
Three Rivers. Yeah,
forever
yeah.
that they didn't do that, or that we didn't build it enclosed so that it would never get rained out or snowed out. And I'm like, okay. So, or it's like going to a restaurant. Like, do you like Thai food? I like Thai food. I don't like seafood, so I'm not gonna go to seafood places.
Yeah.
Like,
And we go to Baltimore every year, and it's we go to the
yeah.
what they're the majority of the restaurants down there in Baltimore
Oh,
are
it's
seafood.
crabs everywhere.
Crab patties and
Oh,
crab
crab cakes,
bisque,
crab patties,
yeah,
uh, cream of like crab soup,
yeah,
like clam chowder, lots of clam chowder.
yeah.
It's all kinds of stuff. But I just am like, do you have red meat? And then
Can I
they're
just
usually
have a
like, we have a
burger?
steak.
I want a
They
burger.
they usually have a burger and steak. Those are
And
the.
we did find that one Italian place in the little hole in the wall there too that we
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that was really good Italian food.
Was that the
So
one that was? Was that the one that we had to walk like to not toward the harbor, but the other way? It was over by the cigar shop. Was that the
yeah,
one that we found over there?
actually, there's
Okay.
this cigar shop that's like above, like you go up the stairs and it's like a
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
the cigar shop's like above the restaurant.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, there's a cigar shop near there. I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like I said, everybody's got their own flavor. Don't yuck on somebody's yum, because
Sure.
you never know, they might be your boss someday. So so, but also like my favorite quote when it came to being eclectic in your life was and I didn't really understand it until I started drinking because it involves beer, right? So the quote was, if everyone brings the same beer to a barbecue, it's boring. But if you bring Yingling, I bring Straub, somebody brings Guinness, somebody brings a bottle of bourbon, and you can cocktail it up a little bit, all of a sudden it's a lot more fun, right?
Mm.
So that's kind of the way I live my life. Like, or the other one is a perfectly in tune piano will always sound out of tune. So, and in that, did you know that Eddie Van Halen always kept his B string a quarter of a tone sharp?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it was interesting because like the guy, there's a guy demonstrating it. He goes, all right, here's the Eddie Van Halen tuning, and he played the intro to um, Running with the Devil, right? That dun, 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 dun,
Mm-hmm.
dun, right? Sounded great. Then he goes, now I'm going to tune it exactly where it should be, and plays it again, and it sounded so bad. I was just like, what is going on here? But it was an interesting little fact, and he did it his entire career. It was always
Yeah.
tuned slightly different, but on one string only. So it was kind of an interesting thing. So anyway, that's about all we got. So next week we'll
We
be
did
back with.
one celebrity death before we go.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Because it can't be a show without us bringing up one. Condolences
Fair.
to the Turner family. Ted Turner passed
Yep.
away. And you may ask, well, why should we care about Ted Turner? Well, if you are a wrestling person, he
WCW,
helped
yeah.
with WCW. For those,
TNT, yeah.
yeah, he was a pioneer in broadcasting and television,
Brought
and
us CNN,
yeah,
yeah.
it's one of the few billionaires I actually respect.
Oh, I mean, he
And
was still an a-hole, but he was
yeah,
a
but he
big
actually did
philanthropist.
things
Like he
like
was a he was a very good he kind of took the Andrew Carnegie like path, right? Where it's I'm kind of an a-hole in my youth, and then when I get older, I can't take it with me, so I'm going to do a lot of cool
yeah,
philanthropic stuff and actually make a difference in the world.
yeah, he
And that's
contributed to
why
society.
yeah, and that's why I respect both of those gentlemen.
Yeah,
I may not like everything they did, but I
no,
respect them.
yeah.
So,
And it's
um,
again like if you're a wrestling guy, which I was, there was always the thing with the Attitude Era, and that was
yeah,
that was his probably his prime era there, where you know he brought in Eric Bischoff. There would be no Eric Bischoff. There would have not been Pro Sting. There would have
right,
not been NWO. Like
yeah,
those those he brought to pop culture and changed the landscape of wrestling, pro
yeah,
wrestling as we know it.
I agree.
Now, I'm not happy with the current state of wrestling right now because TKO is ruining their own product, which
Yep,
I don't understand that one bit. Uh,
I don't
rip
either, but whatever,
rip
not my
to
problem.
every all the wrestlers that got released. It's
Yeah,
if they ever sign with whatever other company they do, I will surely follow them on their socials, support their independence and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Especially the Wyatt Six, that whole group there. That was a slap in the face. Not cool, but
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah. Also, a big thank you to everybody who came out for Free Comic Book Day last weekend.
yes.
It was awesome. Everybody was great. There were no issues. I only had one guy try to get two books, and it's because he didn't try on purpose. They were stuck together. Uh, but thanks to everybody who came out and made a great day. All the staff were great, and I got some really glowing reviews from all the staff. I was in Cranberry all day, where they had a record-setting sales day that day, which is awesome. Speaking of sales, we have our customer appreciation sale coming up at the end of June. Details on that hopefully next week. But it's gonna be a good time. Like we're excited. Make sure you check out the show. Next week we'll be at our normal time. The week after that, though, will be in the afternoon because of the return of cosplay karaoke down at Dave and Buster's. So come down there, try to win some tickets to
I
the
think
show. It's
I'll
gonna be
be
a lot of fun.
joining you for that one, I think. Because
Awesome.
that's actually it's within my realm instead of asking John, I have no idea where this restaurant's at.
Yeah,
So
it's fine. I mean, it's slightly closer to you than the when we
the
were
other
doing it at Sly
places, yeah.
Fox. Yeah, Sly Fox was literally 10 minutes closer to my house and 10 minutes away from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Thursday before the show, we haven't decided what's going on yet because we're really trying to get tickets for Masters of the Universe.
Mhm.
And it looks like we should be on time for it at night, but we will see, I guess. So,
We'll try for those popcorn buckets because they look badass. So
I really, I want, I kind of want the Castle Grayskull one. I won't lie, that's the one I'm really hoping for.
it does look
So
cool. Like
yeah,
it does look cool.
yeah,
I'm aiming for the Skeletor head. If I can get the Skeletor,
yeah. Those are the two that I would want. Like
yeah,
to be honest. So.
yeah.
But all right, guys, thanks so much for watching and listening, and make sure you support your local comic shop if you can. If it's a New Dimension Comics, even better. And check out some of our other friends' podcasts, like the Zach Thompson podcast, Last Comic Shop. A couple of the other guys in the area, like they do a great job. Tom Scioli's Total Recall is great. Make sure you check it out. It's a lot of fun, and you get to listen to some other people talk about stuff and get other opinions that's not just ours. Um, but we do appreciate everybody that comes on. So,
Yep.
um, yeah. So have a
So make
great night,
sure you
guys.
give
We'll
us
talk
all
to you later.
thumbs up and all that fun stuff. And
Like,
we are on social
subscribe,
media.
share.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna start doing that. I might make that
We may need to put like graphics in here too, make some graphics
I
for it.
might just make like an audio of me going like, subscribe, share, and just have it as a button that we can hit.
We get your
um,
dog, you make like little animated version of your dog saying it.
right? Like Marshall says, like, subscribe, share, and then Lucy would be like, follow us every week. Like, it'll be funny. It'll be funny. I'll make it work. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time.